coming back. We spoke last week about sort of different explanations or different possibilities of causes of voices and how that made you feel. And we noted that the main explanation was that you found very distressing was believing that the voices were caused by possession, that you were possessed by a demon. And I was wondering if we could spend a little bit of time sort of looking at that today. Would that be okay?
Yeah.
So you mentioned that it's very distressing to have that belief that the voices are caused by being possessed by a demon. I'm just wondering sort of what does that mean to you?
Wow. That, it's powerful.
Okay.
It's really powerful.
So the voice is very powerful and that's very distressing for you, that you feel like you sort of have no control of it.
Yeah.
It's very powerful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really powerful.
Okay. And how much do you believe that the voice is powerful? If we had to use that scale of 0 to 100.
About 95.
About 95%. And how distressing is that?
100.
100.
100.
100% distressing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sometimes when we have a thought or a belief about something, we assume that it's true. And often we don't really question that. But sometimes there's beliefs that we have that seem to change over time. So, for example, did you believe in the tooth fairy?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you remember?
Yeah.
And do you believe in the tooth fairy now?
No.
No? So I'm wondering sort of how you came to that conclusion. What led you to not believe in the tooth fairy?
I remember actually, I'd lost one of my teeth. I'd lost a few, but then I remember losing a certain one and then kind of getting dead excited about, getting money. And then I actually caught my mum putting the money under my pillow.
Right.
And I was like, oh, okay.
So it sounds like having that evidence of seeing your mum, the facts that she put the money under the pillow and took the tooth away.
Yeah.
Sounds like that was evidence for you that maybe the tooth fairy wasn't real.
Yeah.
Okay. So sometimes with other thoughts or beliefs that we have, it might be helpful to sort of examine what facts we have that says whether that belief or thought is true some of the time, or maybe not so true some of the time. And I was wondering whether it might be helpful to maybe examine your belief that the voice is powerful in a similar way today. Would that be okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So, if we write down my voice is powerful, and you believe that 95%,
Yeah.
and it's 100% distressing
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
So if we have two columns, and in this column we put evidence that supports that belief about the voice
Okay.
being very powerful.
Yeah.
And in this column here, we put evidence that doesn't support the belief about the voice being true all of the time. What evidence or facts have you got at the moment that tells you, what tells you that the voice is very powerful?
It feels really powerful.
So it's a feeling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it feels really kind of powerful.
Okay. So shall we write that down?
Yeah.
It feels very powerful. Okay. Is there anything else that would tell you that the voice is very powerful from your experience?
Well, it knows things about me that I haven't said.
Okay.
I haven't kind of told it or talked about. It just knows things about me. So
it's like personal details?
yeah. Kind of
Okay.
things about me and that I've not said.
And that's evidence to you that the voice is very powerful? Okay. Shall we write that down? It knows things about me
Yeah.
that I haven't told it.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else?
It tells me that it's powerful.
Okay.
And
So
that it says it.
it actually says that,
Yeah.
that I'm powerful.
Yeah.
Okay. And does it tell you to do things or?
Oh yeah.
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 So it tells
All
you that
time.
it's powerful and it tells you to do things.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we write that down? In
Yeah.
that column.
Yeah.
Is there any other evidence or facts from your experience that would suggest that this is true?
I don't think so.
Okay. So let's move on to the second column,
Mhm.
thinking about maybe evidence that might not support the belief that the voice is powerful.
Mhm.
So you mentioned that the voice tells you to do things. What kind of things does it tell you to do?
It tells me to hurt myself.
Okay. That must be really difficult.
Yeah.
And what happens when the voice tells you to do that? What do you do?
Try ignoring
You try to ignore it.
Mhm.
So has there ever been a time where the voice has told you to harm yourself and you've actually done it? You've actually harmed yourself?
Yeah.
There has been?
It has, yeah.
Yeah. Have there ever been times when the voice has told you to harm yourself and you've not harmed yourself?
Yeah.
There have been?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Does that fit then with the voice being very powerful?
So there have been times when I've not done what it said.
Okay. So sometimes you've been able to resist the voice
Yeah.
and okay.
Like ignore it or
Yeah.
just not listen to it, not do it.
Okay. Should we write that down as
Yeah.
evidence that might not support how powerful the voice is? That
Yeah.
there's been times when the voice has told you to harm yourself and you haven't done it. Okay. Is there anything else that the voice tells you to do or says to you?
Well, it says that it'll hurt me.
Okay. It
Harm
says
me.
so it threatens you.
Yeah.
Okay. And have there ever been times when that's happened, when the voice has harmed you? No. Sounds like that might be helpful to write down.
Yeah.
That there have been times when the voice has said it's going to harm you, but it's never actually done
No,
that.
it hasn't.
When it's threatened to. You mentioned that sometimes you're able to ignore the voice.
Yeah.
And is there any other ways that you managed to sort of get rid of the voice? Or
Well, like sometimes if it's like it's been going on and on and on, I've just been listening to it, I'm just so tired.
yeah, it's exhausting.
There has been times when I've just said, go away.
And what's happened?
And I've been able to go to sleep.
Okay. So when you said go away, does the voice then go away?
Not all the time, but like if it's like at night and it's dead late and I've been listening to it like for hours, or it's been there in the day and I'm just really tired. There has been times where I've been able to say, just leave me alone.
Okay.
Just go away.
Okay.
And then it has.
Okay. So I wonder whether that might be useful to write down in this column as evidence that there has been times when you've been able to tell it to go away, when you've been tired and wanted to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. How else does hearing the voice impact on you and this sort of feeling or this belief that it's very powerful?
Like going out.
Okay.
No, I can't really go out.
Does it stop you from going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because it just says that things will happen.
Okay.
That,
Right.
I'll get attacked or
Okay.
something will
And that makes you want to stop going out or not go out because you're worried that you're worried. Okay. Has there ever been a time when you have been really scared about going out and you've had to go?
Yeah. Like if I'm like, run out of something and need to go and get
Something from the shop,
then
maybe?
I have been out.
Okay. And at that time, was that an occasion where the voices have been saying, don't go out, otherwise something bad's going to happen to you?
Yeah, it says it all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when you have gone out, did anything bad happen? Did you get attacked?
No.
No? Okay. I wonder whether that might be something. How should we phrase that?
I guess it's like, even though it tells me something bad's going to happen, it's like more specific about being attacked, maybe. It's like, if even though it has said that I will get attacked, I have been out and not been attacked.
Okay.
I don't know, is that right?
Yeah, sounds like that's good evidence that maybe doesn't support that the voices being powerful are true all of the time. Okay. Okay. You mentioned sort of like sometimes it stops you from sort of going out with and seeing your friends as well. But what happens in those circumstances?
Well, because if I'm like listening to it, then I can't really. It's just easier not to go. So I just hear it and it's just saying all these things.
So it interferes with you being able to go out with your friends, and I suppose that makes it feel more true that it's very powerful. So I'm just wondering, have there ever been times when you have been with your friends and even though the voices have been still there, that you've been able to stay out with your friends? Or
there's been a couple of times. There was a time recently when one of my friends who's got a little girl said, oh come on, let's just get you out of the house, because I've been in and in for like days and days. And I was just like, I can't, I was calm. Anyway, I did. And actually that was alright. I took her to the park and like pushing the little girl on the swing. That was really nice.
So it sounds like there's sometimes when you have been able to go out even though the voices have been really annoying and you have been able to have a nice time.
Yeah, that was nice that day.
I wonder whether we should put something down about that. Not being able to spend time with your friends even though the voices were still there. Okay. And you mentioned as well, like sometimes it's really difficult to focus on like anything else. So what kind of things do you sort of normally do at home?
I like to read.
Okay. And what's that like when you hear voices? Can you read?
Sometimes, sometimes. Sometimes I can't, but there have been times when I have. Like, I borrow books from the library because I still like, a book rather than a tablet or whatever. So, recently the book was due back and I hadn't finished it, and I just thought, no, I want to.
You want to finish?
Yeah, I wanted to finish it, so I actually read and finished that book. So
it sounds like even though the voices are trying to distract you, and they can be quite distracting, that sometimes you can concentrate enough to finish a book if it's something that you really want to do. Does that fit with what we're doing here? Should we write that down as evidence? So I am able to concentrate on books even though voices are trying to distract you. Okay. So we've got a list voice is very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And we've also got a list of things here that doesn't support that the voice is very powerful. What do you think when you have a look at that? Is there anything that sort of stands out for you?
Yeah. But this is there's more stuff in here now, really.
So there's more stuff in the column that doesn't say that your voice is
Very
powerful all of the time.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we had to sort of think about that then,
Yeah.
how could you sum that up in a sentence?
Well, I guess it's even though it kind of feels really powerful, but it's difficult, isn't it? You know, even though it feels powerful, there's kind of more evidence that it's not as powerful as I thought. I
Okay.
don't know.
So
Does that sound?
okay, even though it feels powerful.
Yeah. You know, like there's evidence that it's not as powerful, maybe, as I thought.
Okay.
Is that what I said?
Yeah. So even though it feels powerful, there is not as much evidence as I thought to prove it is.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So, thinking about that statement there now,
Mm-hmm.
has how much you believe the voice is to be very powerful, has that changed at all? How much do you believe that to be true, that statement that my voices are very powerful?
I don't know, I never really thought about it differently, but kind of looking at that, maybe 50.
About 50%.
Mm.
Yeah. And if we were to think about that statement that you've made, and
Mhm.
even though it feels powerful, there's evidence that it's not as much, it's not as powerful as I thought.
Yeah.
How distressing is that when you think about that statement? And even though it feels powerful,
It's not as powerful as I thought. Well, less. That kind of feels alright.
so it feels less
Yeah.
distressing.
Yeah, like 30,
Okay.
20,
Well,
30.
it's a big change
Mm.
from 100%
Yeah.
to about 30.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,